This is The Snack with Ryan and Jay.
That's right. The Snack with Ryan and Jay. Playing the part of Ryan Doyle today will be the fabulous Moolah. Playing the part of Jay Michaels will be none other than... How's my mouth?
You're
How's
good.
my mouth?
You're good. It's Friday, buddy.
None other than Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou Albano.
Girls just want to have fun.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do remember.
Elastic bands in the beard? Old school wrestling references?
I was listening to the Big 80s on 8 on Sirius Satellite Radio, and they were talking to Steve Perry. Steve Perry was like the guest DJ. He's finally recorded an album, like his first album in 30 years, since Street Talk.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry from Journey, the lead singer. Oh, Sherry.
Who am I getting? I'm thinking of Joe Perry.
And Don't Stop Believing. You might remember that little ditty from The Sopranos.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent singer.
Anyways, he was talking about how they were like, they had the number one song on the charts. I forget what song it was. And he said, I heard this song from this girl, and it was like, time after time, time after time. And he's imitating her, and he goes, and I love Cindy. I think she's an amazing vocalist. But at the time, I'm like, we're fine. Like 3 weeks later, boom, we're knocked out of the number one spot by that song.
Yeah, she was a pretty big deal. Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Time After Time is such a beautiful song, too.
It is.
You're right about that.
Yeah, it's like True Colors, too. It's a great.
Your true colors.
I think it was 4 years ago. I went to see Cyndi Lauper's Christmas show, which she does every year for homeless youth and LGBTQ in New York City.
Yeah.
At the Beacon Theater, I think it was.
Okay.
Went with my wife.
Yeah.
It was Cyndi Lauper, Boy George.
Wow.
Yeah, Richie Sambora was supposed to play, but he bailed. Kurt Vile, who you might know, he's a pretty big deal now. He performed.
I don't know who that is.
Patty Smythe, who was in a band called Scandal. Shooting at the walls of heartache, bang, bang. I am the warrior. That band.
Is that Kurt Vile?
No, that's not. That's Patty Smythe.
And
Scandal.
Who's Kurt Vile?
Kurt Vile's like a guitar player, singer, songwriter guy.
Would I know anything he's done?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think like Indie 88 or The Edge even plays him.
Wow, that's like way off the radar.
Well, I mean,
way
sure.
off the radar.
I mean, one's an indie station and one's a. Anyway.
I thought you were going to say Joe Perry.
Joe Perry, who had some health issues. He passed out backstage at Madison Square Garden recently after performing Walk This Way on Billy Joel's stage.
Yeah, I interviewed Joe Perry last summer. Do you remember that?
I do.
He was the biggest dick.
Didn't you, weren't you like, hey, Joe?
And
then
he just
started talking?
I literally was in this room interviewing Joe Perry. I said, hey, Joe, how's it going? And he started into this story about him and some other person because I couldn't make out who it was because he was mumbling and coughing the entire time. And I was on a break from the actual show, so I only had about 7 minutes.
Right.
And I actually got up from this chair that I'm sitting in right now and left the interview, and he was still talking. I think he's still fucking talking.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because I had the same experience with Cyndi Lauper.
Did you really?
When I interviewed her once, I asked her one question and she went for 13 minutes straight.
See, those are the words. They think they're being. Well, I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know what's going on either.
Sometimes artists are a little indulgent.
Well, also sometimes there's a lot going on. Like they're a little addled. You know what I mean?
Addled.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think if you're like a guy like Joe Perry and you've done like, ski hills worth of cocaine, it's got to have a little long-term effect on you.
Yeah, just try not to do them while you're speaking to somebody. Because I think he was
sure.
That's probably what he was doing. Or he just came off. I don't know. I can't say that.
Well,
listen,
just did, but since we're
he was just a dick to me.
We're kind of in a little bit of an 80s vibe.
Oh.
I want to tell you that I finally finished a book that you will no longer have to hear about.
Oh,
which is, of course,
that's what that is.
The Beastie Boys book.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm holding it up right now for for everybody that's listening to the pod and not watching the video version.
That old school chain, man.
It's called Beastie Boys book, and I've been thinking about all day how I was going to describe this book to you. I was going to write about this on Twitter, but I think it would come off weird. But here's how I feel about this book. Reading the story of the Beastie Boys.
Oh boy, I should sit back.
This
is going to take a while. This is going to make my Joe Perry story seem short.
As a guy that was a small fan back in the day with the first album, that became like more of a fan over the years, really dug the stuff with Mixmaster Mike, respected the Beastie Boys, loved their punkier stuff, like their rockier stuff, like Sabotage and stuff, but really didn't know the story. Reading this book, if you had the experience that I did, it was like hanging out with a really cool girl in high school that you never dated, but then you met her in college, and one weekend you hung out at a party, and you both got a little drunk and maybe made out a little bit, but nothing ever came of it. Then 10 years later, you went to a reunion, and you hooked up for a full night, and that was it. And then 10 years after that, when you're in your 40s, you met her again, and you were both single, and you realized that she was the love of your life, and you got married. That's how I feel about this book. That's how I feel about the Beastie Boys. I am so in love with their story. I'm so in love with their music. I was absolutely blown away. And if you can, get this book for somebody who's, even if they're like a small fan, and if they're a huge fan, get this book for them. I am not being paid to say that. I swear to you, this book is that good. And it's a great story about New York City punk, about the 70s, about the 80s, about hip hop. Everything in this book, man. I'm telling you, everything is awesome. It's so good.
I had sex with that girl in the middle. Is that what happened? It's just
half price Thursday night wine. Ryan's fun on Fridays.
I was just because I'm like, oh, what? We hung out and nothing happened.
Where's he going with this?
And then we made out, and I'm like, oh fuck, that sucked. Why are we not having sex? And then we had sex, and I don't know what happened after that. Something happened in my 40s when I was single, but it was greater back like 10 years with the sex. You know what? Funny.
Get the book. It's a good book.
The funny thing you showed me that picture, and I'm gonna come across like a real dick, but I was a teenager, so understand it.
Yeah.
See that picture? Hold that up one more time.
Sure.
You
the guy's
can't
up
see
front
this
of
if
a
you're
pizza
listening.
joint. We can describe it for you if you're
Yeah,
just
and
listening.
who's that? That's what's his face on the end there.
It's Adam Horowitz, Mike D, and Adam Yock.
Yeah, that's right. So Horowitz has got the VW, the Volkswagen symbol.
Did you do
around
that?
his neck. We used to. Oh, we were so bad. We used to break off.
Oh, you'd steal
Yeah,
them.
we'd steal it. That's how you did it hardcore back in the day. You didn't go and buy that shit. So you know the little hood ornaments that would stick up?
Yeah.
Like Mercedes-Benz? Mercedes. We used to just break them off and wear them around our neck,
Now,
like on chains.
what's funny is
Did that with Volkswagens too.
I'm flipping through and trying to find it. It's so funny. I just passed a picture of Joe Perry. I'm flipping through and trying to find
Still
it.
a dick.
But Volkswagen, here it is.
Das Auto.
Volkswagen did an ad. Designer labels always get ripped off. Check it out.
Oh, he's getting his specs on.
My glasses on. People have been sporting our Volkswagen badge for years, proudly displaying it on the front of their cars. Recently, though, many have been heard to outswear a Beastie Boy, the result of finding their badges have gone missing. The protests haven't fallen on deaf ears because as of now, our badge is a positive steal. In fact, it's free. You can lay your hands on one of your own as opposed to somebody else's just by writing us at the address below.
Yeah, that's a weak way of doing shit, though.
Let it never be said that we are averse to youth cults. After all, who brought you the Beatles? Ah,
I guarantee you they probably got a couple of keeners that wrote to them and said, I want one of those.
maybe.
But the real hardcore is you just rip it off of somebody's car.
Yeah.
And wear it around your neck. It's such a dick move, though. I can't even. And then some of the other ones we didn't even wear around our neck. We just used as keychains.
Right.
It's so bad. I must have done at least 40 cars when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
That's a lot.
Really bad.
What would you do with them?
As I said, no, you'd wear them around your neck, or you'd use them as a keychain.
You weren't going to wear 40 around your neck.
No, but you had a collection. And like the more baller of a car, like it was one thing to do a Volkswagen because that's obviously where we got it from.
Sure.
But to do a Merc, you do a Merc? Wow. Beamer? Can you get it off a Beamer? Yeah.
A little disappointed in Teenage Ryan.
You should be disappointed in me.
See, I never did that
He was more of a
stuff.
dick than Joe Perry.
I never did that stuff. I do remember going through a phase, though,
That's why you're so nice
me.
now.
in my very early 20s where we would leave the bar and we'd go to the supermarket on our way home. We'd all be wearing trench coats because it was winter, and we'd steal steaks and stuff from the supermarket and take it all home and cook it.
You stole meat?
Stole meat.
Not as badass, really.
Steak's expensive.
Do you ever hear the story of Jameis Winston, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, when he
No.
was at Florida State? So this is the student athlete personified. Jameis Winston got in a lot of shit because he was going to Florida State. He was the star quarterback for the Florida State Seminoles. That's a big deal.
Right.
Like they're a big deal football university. And they caught him stealing crab meat at a Publix.
Now I heard this vaguely, but I didn't know the backstory. Was it a prank? Was he
No,
hungry?
well, he was just hungry. Now, I don't know if he was high or drunk or whatever. I think he was just hungry.
Right.
But they caught him like stuffing crab meat down his pants.
Like canned?
I just packaged crab meat.
Okay.
Like
Well,
the package-
packages would be easier to steal.
Yeah,
Hope it was really crab and not that
the fake
crab
shit.
juice and infused haddock.
That's never good.
Because that stuff's
No,
like not
that's
even good. I used to eat that though, but it's not great.
The haddock?
Yeah, I used to have sandwiches. I used to like sandwiches made with it. And my
Sounds
palate
awful.
got a little bit more.
Sounds like your palate took a shit kicking in your early years.
Yeah, it did, definitely.
Stolen
Did.
meat and haddock.
Oh God, don't even get me started on what we used to cook for college.
What did you cook in
We
college?
used to do a thing on Sunday called Goop.
Goop.
Sunday it was come to my buddy's place,
Mhm.
and whatever you brought, I'd put in a pot and I'd cook it. and if it was beans or whatever, we called it goop. Goop Sundays.
I do Sanjay Gupta Sundays.
Sanjay Gupta Sundays.
Where I just walk around and tell everybody everything
weed.
I know.
Everything you know about weed. Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Dr. Sanjay.
He's the weed guy, right?
Is he the weed guy
On
now?
CNN.
No.
On CNN. Yeah, he did all the documentaries about weed.
Did he?
Yep.
Good for him.
Sanjay Gupta. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about something that
buddy.
I saw today that I thought was really
Is it
interesting.
Black Friday related?
No, it is not related to Black Friday. It is a Vice piece today about...
I feel like you came prepared for the pod today.
I did.
Is anybody else getting that sense? Like Jay's got books.
Well, when you
that
wrote,
show and tell.
You wrote me today, and the first thing you wrote me was, I lost my phone. Yeah. I thought, I better prepare for the pod today. I think Ryan probably had himself a night.
I have 2 phones, and I lost one of them last night.
That's cool.
Not very happy.
What were we up to last night, by the way?
Drinking half-price wine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's this place, I can't name it because I don't want everybody going there. They do half-price wine on Thursdays.
Right.
And half-price bottles of wine.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. And I drank way too much of it, Jay. I drank way too much of it. I don't know how I'm going to make it through this afternoon today. If it wasn't for you and the fine folks at Starbucks, I probably would just be curled up somewhere.
We got you back, buddy.
What were you going to tell me? I think you've got a great story about Vice.
Vice did a great piece today. I saw it on Twitter and I liked it a lot. So shout out to Vice. Talking about the lies that our parents tell us.
Oh, yeah, you sent this to me.
Yeah.
I didn't check it until I got here because I didn't have any email.
You didn't have a work phone.
Right.
And it reminded me of a lie that a friend of my mom's told me when I was 9. He told me that when I turned 10, on my 10th birthday, I would wake up and I will have shed my skin. And I woke up on my 10th birthday and I was so disappointed.
Oh, I bet.
Because I was sure. But in retrospect, my first clue that he was lying to me probably should have been that his name was Spaceman.
Spaceman.
True story.
Guy named Spaceman.
I don't know him by any other name.
You don't know his given
but
name.
Spaceman. Keeping in mind that my mom gave birth to me when she was 15 to my dad, who was an 18-year-old rock drummer in a psychedelic rock band. So I spent my first couple of years of life living in a band house. So that gives you sort of an idea
Spaceman.
of the kind of people that I was, yeah.
You think Spaceman did drugs?
I don't think so. They seem to be a pretty clean living bunch.
Oh.
Fuck yeah, they did drugs. They did all the drugs they could get. Didn't have an adverse effect on me at all.
Oh, that is good news. Why are you wearing that astronaut helmet, Spaceman? Oh, it's a fishbowl, dude. You get more weed in it. What?
So comment below anywhere you might be seeing this pod and tell us a lie your parent told you. We'll follow up on Monday.
I can share one. My mom told me about this guy named Jesus once. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be controversial.
Have
I was just kidding. It's just a joke.
a great weekend.
Take it easy. Take it easy, yo. Take it easy.
Take it easy, yo.
Take it easy.
No, it's copyrighted. Stop.
Oh, no, we can sing them, though. I think we can sing them.
Can we sing them?
Is that the rule? We can sing them.
We can be on YouTube.
That's
if we
why I sing
them?
all the songs on this podcast, because otherwise...
I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 1 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna steal me, 3 she's just a friend of mine. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. There's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, taking over like a look at me.
Take it
Ease. All right, we'll edit all that shit out.
No, keep it in. Keep it in. It's Friday.
All right.
All right.
Have a great weekend.